So did Diddy try to kill you? You know what this is. It's not a game.
Man, I don't know if Diddy capable of doing that.
There's no adoption. There's no letter to my father and all that. All crafted by a publicist. And if you haven't noticed, his name is still Brown.
Ayo, listen up. Kim Porter's death in 2018 ain't never sit right with folks. But what if I told you the real story been covered up this whole time? I'll be sure. Just broke his silence, and what he said might shake the whole damn industry.
So did Diddy try to kill you? You know what this is. It's not a game. And please understand very clearly, there is zero woosah moments, me talking about situations for over more than a decade and a half, and then all of a sudden everybody woke up like, whoa, yo, we thought you were crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. I'm crazy to tell a mother on 3 forms of public transportation across a bridge to get to work to support me that, hey, I may have to pass on these opportunities for scholarships because I'm gonna write a song and we're gonna eat for the rest of our lives. That's crazy. But what I am not is a liar. That I'm not. All I did was give the science. I was ignored, laughed at, ridiculed, things of that nature. But that's okay. My God is so much bigger than my God got me.
For years, people been whispering that something was off. They said Kim died from pneumonia, but I'll be sure. Calling straight BS on that. He say Kim was running for her life, scared because she knew something real dangerous. And now, he's spilling the tea on what really went down. No filters, no sugarcoating, just straight facts.
But you seen what Albie Short said? Him insinuating that Diddy had something to do with him getting in the coma?
Man, I don't know if Diddy capable of doing that. If he capable of blowing people's cars up, if he capable of giving, what's that guy named Machine Gun Kelly, drugs to have him butt naked in the window dancing. That's his own artist said that. I ain't making this shit up, bruh. You ain't hear his artist say that? Machine Gun Kelly said, yo, the nigga gave me something I smoked. It was called the Snoop Doggy Dog. They told me only take 4 hits. I took more than 4 hits. I was butt naked and dancing in front of his window. I was like, is he capable of doing that? Yo, anything is possible, man.
And guess who right at the center of it all? Diddy. Yeah, the same Diddy who got the power, the money, and the influence to make things disappear. I'll be sure barely made it out of a mysterious coma. And let's not forget, people around Diddy keep dropping like flies. So, was Kim just another casualty in a bigger game? And was Al supposed to be next? Stay locked in, because this ain't no conspiracy theory. This might just be the truth they don't want you to hear. Man, this whole mess started way back in the day. Kim Porter, born December 15th, 1970. Columbus, Georgia, and Al B. Sure were vibing heavy from 1989 to 1990. And in 1991, they had their son, Quincy Brown. But things didn't last between them. And after they split, Kim got caught up in a whole new situation. Diddy.
I was working on Casey and JoJo on one of the soundtracks, and Sean came by the studio. I believe he may have been with Misa, and I was in the studio with Kimberly, and we had the baby with us at that point. He walked into the studio, and he looked over, and he saw this really beautiful girl, and she was holding this really beautiful baby. And he said, hey, I wish I had a beautiful girl like that.
The whole staff watched it happen. And Sean had no shame in his aggression towards Kim.
Now, this wasn't just no lil fling. Kim and Diddy had one of them toxic, on-again, off-again relationships that lasted for years. They had 3 kids together, but what really shook things up? Diddy legally adopted Quincy, and even changed his last name to Combs. A big move that had Al B. Sure heated. Al been saying for years that Diddy brainwashed Quincy into turning his back on him. And Quincy? He ain't even hide how he felt. He straight up wrote a public letter saying, Al B. Sure is my biological father, but Diddy is my real father. That's cold.
There's no adoption. There's no letter to my father and all that. All crafted by a publicist. And if you haven't noticed, his name is still Brown. People thought I was absent, things of that nature. I was basically instructed by Kimberly. I was told that Buffy wasn't too happy about anyone who had a relationship with Kimberly. I was very much under, listen, you promise on our son's life, just stay out of the way, don't get involved. Being told, please, don't do that tough guy Mount Vernon. You will get killed.
Al never believed Quincy just came to that conclusion on his own. He's convinced Diddy spent years making sure Quincy ain't feel no connection to him. And if that wasn't messy enough, Diddy wasn't done. See, Kim wasn't just Diddy's girl. She was deep in the music biz. She worked closely with Uptown Records, running with big names like Heavy D and Andre Harrell. She knew everybody's secrets, and that's where the whispers start. Some say she had too much info about what went down behind the scenes, and that made her a target. This wasn't just about love and jealousy. This was about power, control, and secrets too dangerous to expose. Ain't nobody buying that Kim Porter died from pneumonia story. On paper, that's what the report said, but when you dig deeper, things ain't adding up. For starters, Kim was in great health just days before she passed in November 2018. She had just celebrated her son Quincy's Netflix deal, and according to Al B. Sure, she was laughing, happy, and full of life. Then suddenly, she's gone? Nah, something ain't right. Al wasted no time calling BS on the official cause of death. He took to Instagram and said, Kim didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some BS. And the details? Even more suspicious. Reports say blood was found on her pillow and bathroom floor, which don't sound like no pneumonia case. The first coroner suspected foul play, but out of nowhere the report was changed. Somebody was covering up something. Before she passed, Kim was scared, and she wasn't quiet about it. Albisher claimed she confided in him, telling him she didn't feel safe. Allegedly, she even told him, call the FBI. What was she so afraid of? Diddy's power? The secrets she knew? One thing's for sure, she was working on something big. Word is, Kim was writing a tell-all book about her life with Diddy and what really went down behind the scenes. That book never saw the light of day. The biggest red flag? The same day Kim died, her laptop and manuscript disappeared. Somebody ain't want that book to drop. Al B. Sure believes that laptop had the receipts, evidence that could have destroyed Diddy and others in the industry. Al is convinced her death wasn't no accident. It was a hit to keep her quiet. And with all the other people around Diddy mysteriously passing away, the real question is, who's next? Y'all ever notice how people around Diddy just keep dying under weird circumstances? It ain't just Kim Porter. There's a pattern to this madness. Let's break it down. Heavy D died 2011, reportedly working on a book before he suddenly passed from a heart attack. Heavy was tight with Kim and Diddy. He knew things. Andre Harrell died 2020. The man who put Diddy on, rumored to be writing a tell-all book before he also mysteriously passed from a heart attack. Kim Porter died 2018. Was writing a memoir that vanished the day she died. Al B. Sure. Coma 2022. Was working on a documentary about his life, then suddenly slipped into a coma for 2 months. Too many people working on books and projects mysteriously dying or getting sick? Coincidence? I don't think so. Al B. Sure barely made it out alive. In 2022, he slipped into a medically induced coma for 2 months, with doctors saying he had multiple organ failure out of nowhere. He woke up convinced somebody tried to take him out. Just like Kim, Al was talking too much about things certain people ain't want exposed. Now he's saying straight up, he was being silenced. Just like Kim, just like Heavy D, just like Andre Harrell. Singer Jaguar Wright been blowing the whistle on this for a minute. She ain't scared to say it out loud. The only ones left standing are Puffy and Al. And Al barely made it. Jaguar been saying for years that Diddy is at the center of all this, and too many people around him ain't living to tell their stories. Kim's book wasn't just some celebrity memoir, it was about to blow the lid off the industry. Alleged to expose Diddy's private life, manipulation, and abuse. Contained receipts on industry secrets that could have ended careers. Would have destroyed the clean image of Bad Boy Records and exposed the dark side of the industry. So, ask yourself, why did her book and laptop disappear the same day she died? And why do the people who knew too much keep ending up dead or silenced? Al B. Sure is not letting this go. He has been speaking out loud and clear, demanding a full investigation into Kim Porter's death. He insists that the case needs to be reopened, claiming that there are too many unanswered questions surrounding how she died. According to him, industry insiders played a role in covering up the truth, and he has no problem calling them out. What's more, he has stated that he has forensic evidence that could expose everything. This isn't just speculation. Al is saying he has receipts, and when the time is right, he plans to lay them all out. Beyond seeking justice for Kim, Al B. Sure has also shed light on the way Diddy controlled her life, especially when it came to her family and children. Reports suggest that Diddy kept Kim isolated, making sure she remained cut off from those closest to her. There were allegations that he monitored her calls, had her house wired, and dictated who she could interact with. Even her children were not spared from his influence. Quincy, the son she shared with Al, was effectively removed from his biological father's life. After Diddy adopted him, Quincy took on the Combs name and, for years, publicly referred to Diddy as his real father, while keeping his distance from Al. According to Al, this was all by design. Diddy didn't just take Kim, he took his son too. Then came the FBI raid in 2025, an event that shook the entire industry. Homeland Security stormed Diddy's properties, investigating allegations of trafficking, financial crimes, and racketeering. While most saw this as a takedown of Diddy's empire, others speculated that it could be tied to something much deeper. Al B. Sure believes that the raid could very well be connected to Kim's case. If the feds were now digging into Diddy's past, then maybe, just maybe, they would finally uncover what really happened to Kim Porter. As Al continues to fight for answers, he is also reaching out to his son Quincy. He posted a message saying, "The door is open, son. You're safe now." Many believe he is hinting that Quincy has been manipulated by Diddy. But despite everything, Al still loves him and wants him to know the truth. The question now is, will Quincy listen? And will the world finally get the truth about Kim Porter's death? Kim Porter's family has never truly accepted the official story behind her death. And now, they're reportedly considering legal action. Rumors have been swirling that her family has gathered enough physical evidence to contradict the pneumonia ruling, and they might be preparing to file a wrongful death lawsuit. For years, they've stayed in the shadows, but with Diddy's empire crumbling and more truths coming to light, they may finally be ready to take action. If they move forward, this case could blow the lid off everything, exposing what really happened to Kim and why. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Do you think Kim's death was really an accident? And do you believe Al B. Sure is telling the truth? Stay locked in for more updates, because this story is far from over. Like, share, and subscribe. We're just getting started.